Hey, welcome everyone. We're at the Sugar River again. This is a big bend in the Sugar River where it actually widens out. The current's a little bit slow. There's a reverse current, so there should be some good fish here. I tossed a cut bait out for catfish. I've actually never caught a catfish this early in the river. It's much more like 20, 30 miles downstream that I catch catfish, but we're going to see if there's something here. I know there's carp here, and I'm sure there's like carp, maybe suckers, and I'm just going to hope to catch anything with, going to toss out like 2 worms and see what they actually catch. So let's get fishing. Well, we got one already, and this was basically just as I put my pole down. I think it's a carp because of the way it's fighting. Like if it was a red horse or a sucker, it would not be fighting this hard, and it's also seems to be a little bigger than any red horse or sucker I've generally caught. Not a very big carp if it is a carp. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Yeah, it's a carp. It looks like I think I foul hooked it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I snagged it on the high fin. Not a very big carp, but it's a carp. Yeah, I snagged it on the high fin, as you can see there. Oh, sorry, carp. I'll get it off you in a second. All right, carp. You had a rough day, but I got you. See ya. All right, there he goes. In the water he goes. All right, I think we got another. Pretty sure we got another one. Another carp. Hopefully this one's not foul hooked. I'd rather obviously fair hook them than foul hook them. Still haven't got my time to get my camera set up. That's how fiercely they're biting. Basically, about 2 seconds after it hits the water, something did actually hit it. This time I didn't bump into it. It basically just took off with my bait. So I'm pretty sure this one's actually fair hooked. Yep, it's in the mouth. It's in the mouth. It's fair hooked. Carp is struggling, but I got to lift it out of the water. Heavy line, lifting it out of the water. Starting to sprinkle a bit, but there's non-stop action on this pole. I basically just threw this one right back into the water after that last one, and it's already hit again. Pretty amazing how, really pretty amazing how much fish there is here. It's like another carp, but this is like carp haven. I don't think like any other fish even has time to pick up the worms. These carp are going crazy. The other thing is, like, my corn bait isn't really working for these carp. It's just the worms that are hitting. So carp in this section of the river really prefer the worms over the corn, which is very different from carp in other sections of rivers and other rivers. So we got this carp up now. Another common carp. See ya. 3 carp so far, nothing else. I got the cut bait out for the catfish, but honestly, I've never actually caught a catfish this far upstream. And essentially, I've only caught, I've caught bass here, but I'm trying to get one of the red horses, because that would be pretty cool to catch like a river red horse or like a silver red horse here, because I haven't caught one of the suckers here yet either. But so far, it really only has been common carp. I'm really hoping to get a catfish bite or a sucker bite. Another thing is, carp seem to prefer worms here. I tried the corn, didn't really get a hit, but the worms got hits instantly. However, the carp seems like, ever since it started sprinkling a little bit, seemed to have shut down the carp as well. So maybe we'll get a bite, maybe we won't, we'll have to see. As soon as I switch back on the worm, get another bite. Yep, the worms. I don't know if I snagged this one or not, but it's been there for a while, so I'm guessing it's not snagged, because I caught it. It's not snagged. It's fair hooked. It's fair hooked. But doesn't seem to be much else here besides carp. This one didn't pull on my string like crazy either. This one's carp do fight pretty hard, even on a 20-pound braid. They don't come up easily, and this one's slightly bigger than the others. This one's a slightly bigger boy, but it ain't huge, definitely. No, I think this one is snagged. No, it's not. It just pushed the worm up. It is, the hook's actually in the mouth. This one looks like it's got some scars on it too. This one's a little bigger than the others. Definitely a little bigger. And definitely got some battle scars. This one's probably like 3-4 pounds. Not a bad carp, not a bad common. Another common carp, but this one's probably around 3 pounds, a little bigger than the previous ones, but not a giant by any means. Another common carp. All right, see ya, carp. Oh well, as I was letting that one go, this one is going insane. So this one's got a carp on it too. It's definitely got a carp on it. It's way out there, but it's a small one. It's a small one. It's not too bad, but it's a small carp. Man, these things are pretty much everywhere. I'm gonna try to catch one on the corn because I am going to run out of worms if I keep doing this, but this is a very small carp. Very, very small carp. Less than a pound, most likely. Less than a pound. Smallest one so far today, less than a pound. Say hello, carp. Hello, everyone. I'm a carp. Let me go, please. Okay, I won't eat you today. Thank you. All right, carp. See ya. Pretty sure I got another pull. Got another pull on this one. Man, like just one after another. It's another carp. It doesn't feel that big, but it is definitely another common. You can see it's like fighting pretty hard. All these carp fight pretty hard. Carp, pound for pound, are much stronger than largemouth. And honestly, like from the larger smallmouths I fought, carp, pound for pound, if you're using the same equipment, they're stronger than the smallmouths as well. I mean, they're just like full of muscle. This one's like really, really small, actually. And yeah, it's not very big, but it did have a bit of a fight. There you go, another common carp. See you later, carpy poo. I set my poles. Now I'm just gonna go explore for a while because I want to see if there's any other positions like upstream or downstream that are more suitable, because all I'm doing is catching common carp here and they're not even the big ones. While I was away, pretty sure this got a bite because it's pulling. Something's definitely pulling on it. You can see it from pretty far away. Yep, there's a fish on there, all right. Fish on there. Doesn't feel too big. It actually bit on the other side of the creek. But there's a fish on there. Just a couple of minutes exploring, come back, got a fish on the line. Isn't that lovely? It's definitely a carp though. Definitely a carp. None of the other fish around here are that strong. The suckers, they'll fight, but they're not that big. No, I mean, I guess the silver red horse can get pretty big, but they don't have as much fight as the common carps. Commons are much better fighters than the suckers. But the suckers are much rarer, which is why I kind of want to catch one. But they don't seem to be around here. The common, I'm using corn, which is a sucker target thing, but it seems like commons are what's here, and these aren't even big commons, so I'm not really all that interested. Common carp, not all that interesting. Common carp, not even a big one. Common carp, check that out. Common carp, see ya. This section of the river does not seem to have anything except for common carp, and you can probably catch infinite amount of common carp here. The catfish bait has been out forever, has not caught a catfish, so we're gonna go to the other place I saw downstream, and then if we have time, we'll go to the third place. Right now, nothing but carp. This is a junction in the river. There's like a little bit of like a dead end wind here, and the main river branches over there. I think this could be a very, very good place to fish because the water is much calmer here. So let's get the baits out and try here, because the other place had nothing but carp and I want to catch something besides carp. Switched over to the bobber and worm because the other thing wasn't really working. Have the worm about 2 feet with a small weight below the bobber. We're gonna see if this works. I think something might have it. Something was definitely fooling with it. Gonna wait for a while, see if anything still has it. I think I got one. Yeah, got a fish, got a fish. Is it a bass? No, it's a bluegill. It's a fairly large one. Well, no, it's not really that large, but it's a bluegill. It's a bluegill. So there's a bunch of these fish on here. Huh. Wonder if I should just use this as live bait. I switched the bobber onto my bigger pole because for some reason I only seem to have one bobber. The current in the river is very, very weak here, to the point where there's pretty much no current, even heading out into the main river. So the bobber is staying in place, not moving, and that's pretty good for me, trying to bobber fish. I'm fishing about 2.5 foot down. Don't know how deep the river is here, but I think I'm gonna switch up to a jig soon because it doesn't seem like the bottom fishing is working. And if I'm gonna fish with a bluegill, I'm gonna have to attach the live bait on and I have to catch some live bait first. You know what, I think I actually have a fish on. See it. I do. Yeah, I got a fish on. What is it? It's a bluegill. It's another bluegill. Well, it's not a bluegill. It's one of the sunfishes. It's pretty cool. It's a pumpkin seed. All right, that's going to conclude it for today. Two fish here. Kind of disappointing, but that's going to conclude today's episode. This one's decently big, but unfortunately swallowed my hook, which means I'm going to have to extract it. Hopefully he lives. Oh well, that's going to conclude the day today, and hopefully you had fun watching this. But a little disappointing the second spot. The first spot got me some pretty good carp, but the second spot, sorely disappointing. Oh well, that's it for this episode. Hopefully the weather gets warm again for a few days so we can do more fishing.